Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. My cup runneth over today. Coming off of our very first ever Diamond Leadership Retreat. And I just don't have the right words just yet, so I won't. But just know that this needs to be something that you put on a vision board. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen while I'm kind of talking through that. Live events are so important, and we talk about it like with Summit, and we talk about it with things like getting to a super weekend. And yes, that's important, and getting on team trainings, and yes, all that stuff is important. But there is such a deep connection to getting like in a setting where it's not just about fitness, it's not just about business, but it also includes the friendship aspect. It also includes like doing life together, right? And bumping elbows in that way. And there's just something so unique and special about that. And so if you witnessed, this weekend and all of that from a distance, make it your goal to get there with us next time. I'm going to be breaking down in the coming weeks how simple it is to seriously get to Diamond. Like, let's stop overcomplicating things. It's really not as complicated as we've made it. We've witnessed since a year ago on our team, you guys, Charlie's account went Diamond. From a year till now, in 1 year's time, we made Charlie's account Diamond. We witnessed Leia's account go Diamond. We witnessed Aaron's account go Diamond. We witnessed Kristen make her account Diamond. We witnessed Amanda's account go Diamond. We witnessed Ashley and my second CBC get so stinking close to Diamond. Again, like all that's happened in a year time. So do you want to be on the list of people that by next year have duplicated that same behavior, right? Or taught the people in your downline how to duplicate that? Because it truly comes down to the things, the crap, doing the stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I have a really simple system that is 100% duplicatable. It's something that not only I do it, but you can do it, and you can train your coaches how to do it as well. And it's a great form of accountability, but it also shows, are you actually doing the things that move the needle forward? I witnessed this, and I never really comment. When you guys share and drop your trackers on Wednesdays, I love that. That's one of my favorite things, to see you guys dropping that, because that is the thing. Those are the things, right, that move the needle forward. But something that does frustrate me, and I find to be just find curious, is when someone has a goal of helping others achieve their goals, when someone wants to hit Success Club, when someone wants to level up their business, when they say, I want to be Emerald, or I want to be Diamond, or I want to go for these things, when they say that, but then on the tracker, the things that are checked off are not the things that will actually take them to that goal, I want to scratch my head and ask why. What are you doing? And so tonight I'm like, this is no fluff. This is doing the things that will help you hit Success Club. These are doing the things that will help you grow your team. That's it. And we call these things income producing activities, or IPAs, income producing activities. When I look at the tracker, you guys, doing your workout and drinking Shakeology are amazing things. You 100% need to be using Beachbody products and doing programs from start to finish and getting the results and being able to inspire others through your story and your journey. So it starts right there, right? So like, that's so important. But if you only check off your workout and your shake every single week, week after week after week, you will never help anyone else. You will just be one of those people that inspires people from a distance, but you won't actually inspire them with action. And that's what I think you all really want. I hate being somebody who's inspiring to others. No, I want someone to say, because of you, I did this, right? Like, that's what I want. And so number one, proof the products work. That stuff is fine. You need to do those things. But if all you're doing week after week is leaning back on, well, I worked my business because I worked out today. At some point, you have to give yourself a little bit of a gut check to level up, that's not enough. That's not good enough to just stay at that level. So if you've gotten to a place where you're comfortable with being proof the products work, I love it. Pat yourself on the back. It's time to level up. If you're contributing in your challenge group, cheering people on, recognizing achievement, and getting in the trenches and just like helping respond to questions that maybe you're seeing other coaches have or other challengers have or your own, Awesome. You're helping people in their journey in the trenches. That's also great. We need to not forget about the people who've already said yes to us. That's really important. But if you only focus on the people who have said yes to you, if you only focus on your current challengers and you only focus on your current coaches, then all of a sudden you're going to sit here at the end of November and you're going to say, why don't I have any new people joining me? Because you spent way too much of your business focusing on the people you already have. Now, yes, you need to do that. But in order to move the needle forward month after month after month, you've got to continue bringing people into your pipeline. And personal development, like, this is a no-brainer for me. If there's anything in your business that you have not, if you find challenging or frustrating or struggle, I loved on the National Wake Up Call this morning how she talked about that and she flipped it. She said that it's not that I'm struggling, it's that I haven't figured out how to grow in that area yet. I haven't done the growth necessary to be successful in that. So if you aren't hitting Success Club, if you every month set these goals and feel like you fall short of them, what's the missing link in your personal development that's not allowing you to achieve those things? Because everything is out there. All the answers are out there. In fact, the Zoom that I'm doing tonight is inspired by a Zoom that I found out there. So I'm not even I'm not inventing something for you guys tonight. In fact, if you did your own little search, you'd find most similar a Zoom just like this, right? So I'm not giving you anything new tonight, but I am going to call you to action to level up this month. No excuse November, right? So part 2, connect, invite, follow up. That part is the part that I often see coaches with the least amount of check marks. And where I do see check marks is in your own posting of social media, which is great because we have to get comfortable with that practice. That is part of your business. But if you're not checking off, initiating connections and adding followers and inviting people and following up with people, you have no business. You just have no business. And when I say you have no business, I'll take it even a step further. You have no business saying month after month that you're going to help people if you're not actually checking those things off. Like, how dare you say, I'm going to help 3 people this month, and then you go weeks on end without checking off inviting? Does it just sound good to say that? Or do you feel like you have to say that? You've got to really start to ask yourself those questions, right? Because I don't have the answer for you. It's your own journey. And oftentimes, I think we found this weekend in our leadership retreat, oftentimes we are the thing that's holding us back because we often think someone's going to say something, or we think they're going to think something, or someone said something to someone somewhere down the way and it stuck with us. So all of a sudden we think that maybe that's going to happen to us. And we've got to let go of those limiting beliefs that are holding you back from the crazy potential you all have. So we're going to talk through the notebook method tonight. Now, I know I've shared about digital tracking before, and this doesn't, if you love digital tracking, this doesn't necessarily take the place of that, right? This can be in addition to that, but this method, notebook method, tracking conversations, giving yourself a non-negotiable amount of people that you will talk to each day, it's going to move your business forward. It's going to keep you accountable. So I just went over income producing activities versus everything else. I hope we're very clear that an income producing activity, if you're saying, I want to hit Success Club, you need to do income producing activities, and those would be sending invites to a new challenge group. What that would not look like is crafting a really great post so that maybe somebody will comment under it. That's not an income producing activity. That's called hiding behind your business and throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. And it's a frustrating place to be. Income producing activities, when you get in your inbox and you finally start inviting people in a rhythmic routine fashion and it becomes a systematic behavior for yourself and it just feels normal, like a normal part of your day, everything else falls into place. All your goals begin to fall into place. Like I said, it's incredibly simple, duplicatable. So this is something you can say when a coach signs up, 2 things they need. You need to print off your business activity trackers. Spiral bound them would be my biggest tip, right? And then the second thing is buy a notebook, a clean, fresh notebook. This notebook is not going to lie, you guys. This business is a business of numbers. So for example, in my notebook, I got a brand new one. I ran out of space in my last one. I finally filled it all up. So in my notebook, this starts a little over a week ago on October 23rd. Okay. And it's a business of numbers. And so if you look through my notebook at the conversations and the names that I've been talking with since October 23rd, and then you equate it to how many people who actually responded versus responded saying they wanted more info. And then in addition, got the info and said, I'm ready, put me in, coach, let's do this, and actually bought the challenge pack. It all funnels down. So you have to ask a big amount of people, talk to a big amount of people, so that the next part of the funnel, we funnel through people who don't respond to us. They stay up there at the top, but then we funnel down the people who want more information. Okay, but from there, that doesn't mean they're joining your challenge group. They just want more information, right? And so then we funnel down the people, who give us their goals and really you see a really good fit for this group. And then from there, we funnel down the people who are ready for a share cart and ready to purchase it. So you can see that if I only put 3 people in the top of this funnel, do you think any one of those 3 people is going to get to the bottom, you guys? It's a numbers game. They're just not. If I enroll 2 coaches, one on my left and one on my right, do you think both of them are going to become diamond coaches this month? Probably not. Chances of them wanting to work the business when I only have one on my left and only one on my right is slim to none. So if you are sitting at Emerald and you've been waiting on your coaches to do something, they're waiting on you to do something. They're waiting on you to be the example. Okay? So this is the business of numbers, meaning you can set however many invites you want. Like if you're like, I feel very good with every day I can handle doing 10 invites. Okay, then every day you're going to label 10 lines on that notebook, and you're never going to miss that, right? But if 10 is a safe zone for you, stretch yourself. Okay, what's a safe zone for me on a really busy day is 35, and that's one side of a piece of paper. And I'm going to get to this whole system here in a second, but I just want you to know that safe for me is 35 conversations. What's unsafe and what feels a little bit of a stretch for Brittany is both sides, 70 conversations. That's a stretch for me. And not, do I achieve 70 every day? No, but I'm stretching myself to do it more often than not. And do I ever do less than 35? No, because 35 is my minimum. So you have to figure out what's your minimum non-negotiable, and then try to stretch yourself to something that, like, okay, on a really freaking kick booty day, I'm going to do this many. But on a day where like life is just crazy, non-negotiable this many. Okay. So how does it work? First of all, we've got to decide how you like to be invited. Some people like it direct, like cut to the chase. Tell me what you want. Why are you in my inbox? Stop trying to build a friendship with me, right? That's a direct invitation. Some of you don't, like, imagine if somebody sent you a message. How would you respond if they directly invited you and they didn't know you from left or right? I personally don't love that. I want you to, when I get messages from other network marketers in different industries that ask me to, join their thing or buy their thing, I'm like, do you even know me? Like, you literally just friend requested me 2 seconds ago. And this is like true stories. Like, they literally followed me, and then I have a message in my inbox from them. I don't respond that way. But there are people in this world that don't mind that. They want you to just cut to the chase. They don't want to like beat around the bush. So you have to decide, which one are you? Would you rather somebody friend request you, follow you for a little bit, engage with you, build a relationship with you, and then invite you once they notice that you're interested in what it is that they have to sell? Or are you more the direct avenue? Neither is right nor wrong. You just need to know how you like to be invited so that you know that that's your method. The next thing you need to decide is how big and important your goals are. That's what I was saying about the numbering. So if you have a goal of Success Club 6 every month, out of every 10 people that you talk to, only 1 or 2 of those 10 people are going to even want more information. So if you, and of those 1 or 2 that want more information, that does not mean that they're ready for a share cart, right? And so we have to understand that with those odds, if you spend November only inviting 10 total people, you're not going to hit Success Club. So if your base minimum is Success Club, I'm going to tell you right now that you need to have at least 100 plus invites this month. Now, you're sitting here at the top of the month and you're like, 100? Well, I don't know how to get to 100. I do. And I'm going to break it down here for you in a second. But just know this. There's 30 days in November, right? 30, 31? What are we at? 30 days in November. If you sent at least 3 to 5 invites every day this month, that's over 100. And 3 to 5 doesn't sound like a big stretch as a non-negotiable every day. Okay? So you have to decide how big your goals are this month. And you also have to decide, why does it matter to you? When you settle for, I see it I've seen it in my business, but I've also seen the pattern in other businesses as well, that, I used to set these goals for myself. I would say, I'm going to hit Success Club this month. And then I didn't. And then I'd be like, okay, well, next month I'm going to hit it. And then I didn't. And then next month, guys, my back wasn't up against the wall. It didn't matter enough. Because at the end of the day, I could fall back on my paycheck from teaching. And if push came to shove, if coaching didn't pan out, I could always just be a teacher the rest of my life and live this mediocre life at a base minimum. Is that really how you want to live? Like always feeling like there's a plan B? When you stop giving yourself a plan B, when there's no other option, that's when this is going to work for you. That's when it's going to matter enough for you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. That's when you're not going to accept another month of not hitting the goal that you set for yourself. And you got to get mad at yourself. So I hope I'm pissing somebody off right now a little bit with that, because you got to get mad. It wasn't until I got so mad. I remember I sat in the office of Orange Theory freaking Fitness, so mad that that's what my life had become. I had a college degree. I left the classroom to be a Beachbody coach full time, and I failed at that. And so then I got this side job that I'd made less than an employee at Wendy's made. I cleaned bathrooms. And guys, if you've ever worked in a fitness facility, the bathrooms are maybe the worst thing you could ever be in, because what do you think happens? What happens when we first start working out? Our digestive system starts moving. It's the grossest, funkiest bathroom you'll ever see in your life in any gym. And I had the beautiful pleasure of cleaning those with my hands. Gloves on, of course. It wasn't until I got sat down in that office for a one-on-one, a quarterly assessment of how I was doing, that I got questioned if I was going to just quit this Beachbody thing. Are you ever going to just give this whole Beachbody thing up? And I got so mad at that statement, at her claiming that this was just some willy-nilly thing, that it wasn't important to me. It wasn't until she made me reflect on why it was so important to me that I drew the line in the sand. You guys, I left that office shaking. I got in my car. I could barely drive home that day. My hands were shaking so hard. And I called Charlie, and within 2 hours, I had already filled out my 2-week resignation letter. I gave him 2 weeks. And I was going full-time Beachbody. You guys, I was making $17 a week doing Beachbody. A week. I'm sorry. Did you hear that? $17 a week doing Beachbody. I wasn't making big bank. But my back was against the wall, and I was sick and tired of this not working. And I was about ready to prove it to somebody. And so I got to work. And I haven't missed Success Club since then, you guys. It got to be important to me. It mattered to me. I didn't want to keep coasting through this. So if you feel like you've been coasting in any area of the business, in any area of your tracker, get mad about it. Why are you coasting? You get one life. You get one shot at all this, right? So you get a notebook. If you don't have a notebook and you're not you don't have a fresh, clean one yet, I hope this inspires you to get to Target tonight and get a notebook after this call's over. The next thing I do is I have a daily invite or follow-up message, both actually. I have a little bit of both. That's perfect for this season of my business. And I'm going to show you some examples in a second. But when I say that it's for the season that you're in, meaning what are you inviting to? So right now, I'm still filling up my roster for 21 Days of Gratitude. So that's what I'm inviting to, right? But if I'm inviting to a New Year group, or if I'm inviting to a free group, or if I'm inviting to a coaching opportunity, right? I need to have my invite already crafted before I even sit down to work, because you're going to waste an hour of your time trying to figure out what to say. Have it on deck and save it on your notes in your phone so that you can copy and paste it over and over and over again until you're no longer in that season of your business and you're shifting into a new one where you need to maybe zhuzh it and create something new. Same thing with a follow-up message. And I also craft a hey girl, or a first message if I've never sent them anything. Maybe they're watching my story and I've never reached out to them, or maybe they started following me or I followed them and I've never reached out. I also craft a brand new hey girl message, okay? So then when you actually sit down to work your business, you're equipped. You've got your notebook. Remember we talked about a couple weeks ago, having a space for your business, having a designated office area. So when you're there, whether it's Amanda's left side of her couch or Brittany's tiny little nook in her apartment, right? Doesn't matter where you're at, but where your dedicated biz space is, you've got your notebook, you've got your message that you're about to send, and you're ready to get to work. So what do? I fold my paper in half first. This is like so elementary school teacher. I fold my paper in half. I do this on purpose because on one half I'm going to number, and on the other half I'm going to use that to write down notes of maybe things that whether I invited them, or maybe I was just like sending them a hey girl message, maybe it was a follow-up, whatever it is. But it gives me a space to like just jot down some notes so that I can remember later. So on the front side, my challenge for you is that you stretch yourself to 35. Stretch yourself to fill up a full page. So then you number your page 1 through 35. And I put the date at the top so that I know, like, these are my convos for October 23rd. Like, this is who I'm talking to today. I'm not done with my work until this gets filled up. Okay? And then I copy, I paste, I tweak the message however I need to from, remember, we got those messages, and for the person that I'm talking to, and I hit send. And I just do this. And I write their handle down, and I write down whatever it is we're talking about, or their name from Facebook, okay? Now, I have a color-coded system, and I'll share that with you right now, that I do with highlighters in the moment. So I use yellow if our conversation is, like, they replied to me, like maybe I sent a hey girl and they replied back, and so we're having a conversation. Yellow is just for like conversations. Like we're talking, we're building a relationship. If they said they want more info, like, yeah, I'd love more info, I highlight them pink. If they tell me no, not right now, or whatever, they don't want more info, then I highlight them blue. And then once somebody enrolls with their challenge pack and they are my customer or my coach, I highlight them green. Okay? And that's all that I do. And you could totally create your own system or tweak the colors or whatever that works for you. If somebody is like a flat out no, like a hard, like take them off my list because maybe I found out that they're a coach or they're already working with somebody or whatever, right? I put an X and I'll usually like just scribble their name out lightly so that I know, like, in 6 months when I look back at this, I don't go back and say something to them, right? If I already know, like, this is a hard no. So I do that. Okay, we good? Now, somebody can get added into your digital. What I like about this is I think this is really great. I know I've taught the digital system, and if you've been rocking that and you love that, what you could maybe do is take the people who say yes, they want more info, right? Because those are the people we want to make sure we're following up with, are all the ones that like replied yes, month after month after month. Those people maybe go into your tracker, but maybe you don't put everybody, every single, living, breathing creature into your digital tracker. Because I know for me in my digital tracking system, I started to get to a place where I was putting everybody in there, and I was spending time trying to talk to people who weren't even replying to me ever, right? And so maybe they don't get added. If you do love the digital tracking system, a way to kind of do this, but also have that for your organized follow-ups, is to put in the people that have asked for more info, right? Okay. Now there's 2 ways to view your notebook and your invitations. Number 1, this is accountability. So you can look at this as like, oh God, I have to send this. Or you can look at it as the opportunity. And you can look at it as, and you can also beat yourself up over this when you don't hit the minimum goal. Like, oh man, I didn't send out my 35 invites today. I guess, I'll just quit. Or you can look at it as like, okay, Brittany, 35, like why have you not hit 35 this many days in a row? Is it a time management issue? Is it too much of a stretch goal that you made for yourself? Right? Like you can use it to get curious about why you're falling short. So there's 2 ways, and the choice is yours. Like you can literally look at your notebook and use it as a vehicle for accountability, a vehicle for tracking, and a vehicle for, changing lives. Or you can look at it as like a burden and a way to just beat yourself up. One way is way healthier than the other. The other thing too is you can also look at your notebook, you guys, and I don't know if you can see, but there's not a single green highlight on this first page of mine. And if you flip on the back, there's still no more green. And if you look, there's really only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 70 names. Isn't that perfect odds? Remember I talked about 1 out of every 10? Out of 70 names, there's only 7 people that said, yes, they want more info. And you could take that. There's 2 ways to view that. You could view that as, oh, I suck. I talked to 70 people and only 7 wanted more info. Or you could say, oh my gosh, I'm right on track. Because I reached out to 70 people, now I have 70 new relationships to figure out if they fit the mold for my challenge group, to figure out if I can help those 7 people's lives change. And let me not miss this, because I know 70 sounds like, wow, I sent out 70 and only 7 people. But imagine if those 7 people end up saying yes. That's SC14. I think everybody here would be really pleased with themselves if they had an SC14 this month, right? So 7 people sounds really minimal, but it's not. It's not at all. And if you did that day after day after day, you're going to hit your goals. Okay. This also allows you the opportunity to re-invite and follow up with people monthly. So that's why I color code. That's why it's important I color code. And it's also important that I'm not flying by the seat of my pants, working my business. When I sit down is when I get in my inbox, because I don't want to have reached out to, Susie Q, and she ended up saying, yeah, I want more information. And then I text her back and I'm like, oh my gosh, give me your email. And then I never highlighted her because I was doing it on the fly. And then she never gave me her email, and then she falls through the cracks, right? My color coding is so that people don't fall through the cracks, right? And so I can easily look back when I get to Friday or Saturday. I can look back on my week and I can say, okay, who said they wanted more info? They're highlighted pink. Who did not, and where have we left off? Did I send them the info? Did they give me their email? Did I, email them, but then they never sent back the goals? Did they send back the goals, but they're still waiting on my, I can figure out where I'm at in the system with them. And so it's a really great way. If I highlighted them blue, like they said, no for now, well, now in December or come in January when I'm starting my New Year's groups, I can go back to all my blues and be like, hey, I know it wasn't good for you last time. I'm getting ready to start this next group. I had you on my mind. Is this a better month, right? And so it allows you the opportunity to visually see who you're speaking with right in front of your face, and the opportunity to go back, re-invite people, and follow up each month. Guys, my follow-ups are where I get my yes, I'm readies. My follow-ups are my SC points. I'm at SC2 to start the month. She signed up on November 1st, so that was awesome. But let me tell you about my SC points. Let me tell you about Nicole. Nicole, I've known since I lived in Miami. I don't think any of you on this call have even known me that long. I lived in Miami, knew Nicole there. She didn't say yes to me when I lived in Miami and I was a Beachbody coach. No, she wasn't ready. Nicole knew me and followed me while I was in California, was never ready. I've now since moved to Texas. 6 years later in the business, Nicole finally joined me for the very first time. 6 years later. But I follow up with her because I love her. Because I know that she's told me before that she really wants this. And I know she has a daughter. And today, in our group, in our 21 days of gratitude group, she said, I wanted to give up and quit. I had to modify the modifier. I felt so out of shape and mad at myself for waiting so long to get started, but I did it. It was not pretty, but I'm proud of myself for taking the first steps and getting healthier. That's what it's about. There's a human on the other side of those points. There's a human's life on the other side of every one of these names in your notebook. So it doesn't matter how many times I have to follow up with somebody. It doesn't matter how many times they tell me not right now. It doesn't matter how many times I send them the share cart and they never actually finish it, right? Yeah, in the moment, could it be frustrating? Sure. But if you're having enough conversations with people and you're truly mission-based on the fact that you know this woman's life is about to be changed and you get to be the person to say, I can help you do that, it's powerful. So it compounds over time, but with consistency and action. So if you go out tonight and you're like, I'm filling out that notebook, Britt, and then you forget about it again until next Monday when you get back on a Zoom and you're like, well, I didn't do that very well, it's not going to matter. It's about the number of people, the action you take, and the consistency behind it. Okay, where do the invites come from? No one falls through the cracks, you guys. So one of my favorite things that I've been doing is I do the alphabet method in my notebook, and I just go through the alphabet. I go through my friends on Facebook or my followers on Instagram, and I start with A. And I go down, and I figure out what they need. So for example, if I click on the first person who's following me with the letter A and, she looks normal. She's not like a Russian account that's just like a weird account following me, but it's like a real normal person. And I click on her and I go to her account and I click on our message history and I see I've never sent her a message before, I'm going to go back to her page. I'm going to love on some of her stuff because that's my style. That's what I like to do. I'm going to love on her stuff. I'm going to comment and engage with it. And then I'm going to shoot her a message and say, hey, you know, I always love connecting with my followers, and I feel like I've never gotten a chance to formally reach out to you. And I just sent her a little hey girl message, right? Can actually pull one up here and read to you. Let's see where. Said, this is very simple. Hey, love, I hope you're having a kick booty week. Just wanted to pop in because I don't think I've formally connected with you. I love meeting new friends and you seem super sweet. Anyways, sending lots of good vibes your way today. Have an amazing week. That's it. I just wanted to pop in because I don't think I've ever formally connected with you. I like to say that. And then just let her know I love meeting new people and you look really awesome. Sprinkling some sunshine your way, right? I just send a little bit of sunshine for somebody's inbox. That's it. Okay, so I start there. And that is one of my, guys, that counts as a 70. So if you're like, but Brittany, that's not an invite. Yeah, but that person can't fall through the cracks because I can't invite in my method, in my modality, I can't invite her until I sprinkle her with some sunshine, right? And so I've got to do that. So she's part of one of my 70. Now, do I want all 70 to be hey girl messages? No, because that'd be cheating. That's hiding behind like what you're afraid of. And some of you are afraid to invite. There, I said it. Right? Some of you are deathly afraid of inviting and following up, and for no good reason. You've put it on this pedestal and you need to take it off. It's not scary. Okay, but in order to get to the invite, I have to send these messages. So I get to my alphabet. I start with A. I get to the next person. Okay, so I sent that girl a hey girl message. I get to my next person on the list. Oh my gosh, you know what? I invited her back in April when Ultimate Portion Fix came out, and it wasn't a good time for her or whatever. She never replied, and I never sent her anything else. I am going to follow up with her. I'm going to send her a follow-up message. Hey, I'm so sorry I didn't keep you in the loop for my self-care sisterhood, but we've actually got another group starting, and I wanted to make sure that you got an invite. I always want to make sure you feel included. Is this month a better time? Right? And I follow up. Okay, I get to the next person in my A list, and I'm jotting all this down, right? I'm putting their name down. I'm putting this down, and then if they reply or whatever, I'm highlighting and color coding appropriately. And then I get to the next person, and maybe I sent them a hey girl. Maybe we've interacted. She's watched my stories. She's commented. I've commented on her stories, but I've never invited her. Okay, invite. It's time to invite, right? And I send out the invite. Don't forget about Facebook, you guys. It's not dead. It's not dead, and everything comes in waves. And just like Instagram comes in a big wave, Facebook comes in a big wave. Facebook isn't dead. It's not going anywhere. So make sure that you can also do this with your Facebook. Go through your A's, go through your B's. This is also a really great way too, you guys, to clean out people you don't need in your following. If you're like, I don't know why I'm friends with this person. I never would invite them to a challenge group. We have nothing in common. Get rid of them. It's all good, right? That doesn't mean you don't love them in real life. That just means you don't love them in your business. That's all, right? I think all of a sudden we've become this like generation where like, if I'm not friends with you on Facebook, we must not be real life friends. Or if I don't follow her on Instagram, we must not be connected. And it's like, no, that doesn't, just because I don't follow you through a screen doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that this is what my Instagram is for. It's for these people, and you're not one of those people. So I love you over there. I'll high five you at the Christmas party, but over here I'm trying to run a business, right? The other thing too is people who've liked your stories, posts, comments, likes, loves, etc. You can do that, okay? So you can start your list. Like let's say you number 1 through 35. That's your goal. I'm going to fill up the front side of the page. Maybe you start with who's loved recently on your posts, who's commented on stuff, who's been watching your stories, and you start with that method. But then once you get to a sticking point, you feel like, okay, I'm a little stuck now. Like I don't have anyone else to invite. That's when you start going alphabetically, A through Z. You guys, the best part is how many letters are in the alphabet? What, 26 letters in the alphabet? And there's 30 days this month. You're going to get through the entire alphabet before the month is up. Isn't that so cool? And then in December, you can start back over again, and you've touched every single person. Or maybe this month you go through half of it and you do A's one day for Instagram, A's one day for Facebook, and then B's one day for Instagram, B's one day for Facebook, and you go back, forth. And then by December, you do the second half of the alphabet, right? There is literally no way you've invited everyone. I hear it all the time. Oh, Brittany, I've invited everybody. Nobody, this is my, oh God, this one's like daggers in my eyes. Nobody wants to join me. Nobody? I could walk right on over to Walmart real quick and see an entire store filled of people that need our help. So you got to get out of your own way. You literally can get in your car and see people who are dying because they don't have the proper tools to be healthy. They're dying because they don't have a community of people to lift them up. They're dying because they're suffering through depression or loneliness or anxiety, and they don't have tools like personal development that can help them get out of their own head and live a better life. We have tools that can help people who are struggling in so many more ways than just fitness. So I also know, you guys, I've got a new this new lady's living up above us, just moved in. Her name's Elizabeth. She introduced herself to me today. I introduced myself to her. You guys, she probably doesn't drink Shakeology. The guy from the UK that moved in when we moved in on the other side of this wall, I guarantee he doesn't know about Beachbody or doing Shakeology. So like sometimes too, like it's okay to get off social media and look around your world. Like, does your neighbor know about it? Does your aunt know about it? Does your cousin know about it? Would they benefit from it, right? There's literally no way you've invited everybody, and that's a silly, sad excuse for not coming to your potential, right? So we've got to stop saying that one. Also, this notebook method helps us to not say that, because you can be like, oh my God, I never invited her, right? Like you realize, oh my gosh, I never invited that person. Okay, so step one, we got our notebook. We folded it in half. We numbered it 1 through 35. We've got our invitations that are crafted, right? We're ready to go. So step one is you craft that invite. So here's a simple, I've got a couple samples I'm going to give you guys. Okay, you can jot these down. This is one if maybe like you posted on Facebook, right? And you're going through A through Z on Facebook. Not everybody's going to see your post, you guys. It's the algorithms. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean they don't want the group just because they didn't like it. They quite frankly may not have seen it, right? So you could say, hey, I don't know if you saw my post, but I opened up enrollment for my next boot camp and I wanted to make sure you felt included. Is this something you'd want info on? I'd love to share it with you, right? Everybody wants to feel included. I love using that line. I didn't want you to feel like I missed you, or I wanted to make sure that you knew you were included, right? People want to feel like they're a part of something. Okay, another one. Happy Monday, sister. These are so short and to the point, you guys, right? Like I'm literally just getting in. That way it's not like the whole drawn out thing like, oh my gosh, and then we drink Shakeology and then we do a workout and there's this like program called MM100, but you don't have to do it, but like you can do it. Like, come on, guys. You don't have to tell them anything about that stuff. Like that's like way down the line, right? Don't tell them about Beachbody first. Like you just got to see, are they interested? So, hey, happy Monday, sister. I hope your week is off to an awesome start. I noticed you saw my story about my next boot camp. Are you interested in a spot? Boom. This one is great, guys. If you haven't posted on your story about your upcoming boot camp or a boot camp that you're doing right now, or your challenge group or whatever you like to call it, tonight, share about it. So that tomorrow, because right now it's what, 6:39 Central Time? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time, that story will be about up. So it'll have a lot of views on it at that point, or the most views that it'll probably get at that point, because it'll be 23 hours in. And so tomorrow at about 5 p.m. Central Time, you can go in and send this exact message to anyone who watched that story about your boot camp, even if they didn't comment, right? Okay, next one. This one has been, and I put this in on purpose because it's been working really, 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 really well for me. And I want you to know that I just gave you 2 really short ones, but this one's been working so well for me that I had to include it. And it is a little longer, but this is for people who I've never invited before. And it's kind of like a cold invite, if you will. So maybe I sent them a hey girl message like in May of 2017, and I haven't said anything to them since then, right? But they're my follower or they're my friend on Facebook. This is what I've been sending them. Hey, and I use their name. I hope this message finds your November off to an amazing start. I totally realized today that I haven't kept you in the loop about my self-care sisterhood. I'm so sorry. That was rude of me. I always want my followers to feel included. I put it back on me. Dude, I'm so sorry. That was so rude of me. I want you to feel included. No clue if you'd be interested in this go around, but I actually have a 21-day gratitude challenge starting Monday, and I'd love to have your energy in the self-care sisterhood. I'm putting it back on them. Like, you're awesome. I want you in this, right? It's not about me. I'd love to have your energy. Is this something you'd want info on? I'd love to share it with you. And you guys, I sent that when on Friday, Amanda and I sat at a coffee shop and I did my minimum 35 because it was a busier day, leadership retreat happening, but I wanted to make sure I had 35 conversations going. And I sent 35 I had 35 conversations, but I sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, probably 24 of my 35. So yeah, 24, 25 of them were invites. And I had 1, 2, 3, of the 25, I had 4 people reply, yeah, I want more info. And that's like really good. Out of 20 people, 4 of them saying yeah. So this one has been working really, really well for me lately. And it's a great one for my cold invites where like we really haven't had much dialogue happening. Okay, so then step 2, like I said, you're deciding how many conversations you're going to have each day, right? What's your base minimum? Drop it in your chat right now. Drop in the chat, what is your minimum? Like, tell me your comfort zone. Like my base minimum is 10 because I know every day I can do 10. But I'm going to stretch myself. So give 2 numbers. I want to hear your base minimum, your non-negotiable, how many combos you're going to have every day, and then what's your stretch goal? What would stretch you? Okay, and then, like I said, you write down the name, little info to remember on the right. Last part of this. Yeah, last part of this. At the end of the day, you guys, it's up to you. It's up to you, right? I can't control who's going to get a notebook tonight. I can't control how many days you're going to attempt to do this before you think this isn't working and just give up on it. I can't control who's going to say, I want to do this, but then their actions don't actually match their desires. I can't control that. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide whether you want to do it or not. Whether you want to watch people continue to do and achieve the things that you want, or you're going to be doing it alongside of them. There's no limit. Julianne said something on our leadership call on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day we did that, and it stuck with me. It was so good. She said, when you go into a restaurant, there's a max, like 250 people max in this restaurant. That's the capacity, right? Once we get to 250 people, our tables are full. There's no space for anyone else. You have to wait in line. You guys, this business is not like that. There is no cap. There's no one saying, oh, 100 coaches hit Success Club already, so you can't, right? Oh, 100 coaches went diamond this month, so you can't. No, there's no cap to who can achieve these things. So there's 2 options. You either watch other people do it or you do it with them. I'm the type that I want to do it with them. You guys, it blows my mind sometimes when I see how many coaches spend most of their day just watching other coaches. And if that stung a little, be like, ooh, I think that might be me. Like, if you know what's happening in Ashley Molstad's life today, if you know what she ate today, you're not doing your job. If you know the name of Melanie Mitro's sons, you're not doing your job. If you know, like, you know what I mean? Do you get me? Like, if you know, like, key details of top coaches, you're not doing your job. You're literally just being a fan. Excuse me. You're just being a fan. I don't want to be a fan. I don't want people to know me as like, oh my gosh, she was like Beachbody's #1 fan. No, I want people to know me like she was Beachbody's #1 action taker. She helped change so many lives. And I know deep down, all of you want that too, or else you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be spending your precious moments and time on these calls. There's a part of you, there's a piece of you that wants it. Honor that part. Stop honoring the part that's afraid. Stop honoring the part that's telling you that you're not enough or that you can't do it. Stop giving life to those parts of yourself and give life to the part of yourself that can do it. The other thing at the end of the day is that inconsistency will kill your business every single time, every month. Every time you decide, I'm going to be a stick shift coach, I'm going to be in and out and in and out, I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to back off. It kills it. Missing one day, you guys, doesn't seem like a big deal, but one day turns into a week. That week all of a sudden turns into a month. And then all of a sudden you're looking back and you're like, well, what did I do with my entire month? Or what did I do with all of 2019? Do you know how many coaches started January with us saying, oh, this is my year. This is my year that I am going for it. I am going to be one of the best on Inspired Beauty. I'm going to hit Success Club every month. I'm going to help all the people. I'm going to be always on the team page and on every single call. And then they missed one call. And you know what missing one call turned into? Missing 2 back-to-back calls. And you know what missing 2 calls turns into? Missing a month's worth of calls. And then after a month, the shame starts to set in. Oh my gosh, I've missed a whole month. I must not be good at this. I shouldn't be on those calls. Those calls are for that person. And then it turns into this shameful thing. And all of a sudden you're in this like place where all of a sudden you're at the end of 2019. You're like, well, why wasn't it quote unquote my year? Because you're allowing inconsistency to kill you in your tracks every time. So the rule, it's a good rule for fitness. You can tell this to your challengers. Never skip 2 in a row, right? Skip 1. It's okay. If you miss a day, life happens, things happen, that's okay. Don't miss the second one. Make the choice. So if I missed my workout on Monday, life happened, and I want to beat myself up about it, make it a point not to miss Tuesday. Because once you miss that second day, that's when doubt creeps in. That's when disappointment sneaks in. That's when we start to get off track. It's not when we miss it the first time. It's when you allow it to become a habit of missing. So don't let yourself miss 2 days in a row of your conversation track. Okay, you missed one day or you didn't make the goal. Don't let it happen twice in a row. And just know, as you're building teams, you all are, I know you all are, that your team will only do a fraction of what you do. So if you show up, 3 days a week for your business, your coaches probably aren't even showing up 1 day a week. If you show up for, oh God, I got a FaceTime coming in. It's going to get loud. Make it stop. I can't stop it once it's going to, son of a gun. Give me 1 second once that happens. So they're going to do a fraction. If your base minimum if you help like 1 person a month, they're not going to help anybody. If you want your coaches to help at least 1 person, you need to be hitting Success Club consistently. If you want your coaches to go Emerald, you need to be at a minimum going Emerald, if not more, right? If you want your coaches to be recruiting to the business, how are you talking about it? How are you showing it on social media? How are you sharing sneak peeks and things like that, right? Know that it starts with you, and that everybody who's following you, your team, your challengers, they're going to do a fraction of what you do because you're the leader. You're the one paving the way for them. You're the one going first. It's normal. That's normal, right? So just know that. Okay. I hope I kicked your dogs hard enough. Who's getting a notebook like ASAP and doing this and starting to challenge yourself for a number? I love it. I love it. And put that hands up boldly, guys. Don't you ever, ever, ever be ashamed about wanting something in this business. I told the girls when they were in this house, this is not a house where you need to be afraid of telling me what you want to do in this business. Yeah, maybe when you sit at Thanksgiving dinner and Aunt Bessie tells you that your goals are dumb and that you don't look any skinnier than the last time she saw you. Yeah, maybe that's not the table to share that you want to go 5-star elite. Yeah, thanks, bitch. That's what Charlie just said. Thanks, Aunt Bessie. Rude. Maybe the Thanksgiving table isn't the safest space to share like your Beachbody aspirations, right? But in this house, in this Zoom, this is the place to shoot your hand up and say, you know what? I might mess up. I might fail, but I'm going to freaking try. And that's what I want to see. I want to see you trying, right? The thing about the notebook, as opposed to just a digital tracking method, I will say this to wrap it up, is that the notebook, I loved Rasheed Wallace back in the day with the Detroit Pistons. Rasheed Wallace used to say during free throws, he'd stand back, and if he wasn't throwing the free throw, he would be standing on the sides, right? And so when a basketball player is throwing the free throw, you got the one guy there, and he's like, dribble, think about it, throw. And then it goes in or it doesn't go in, or it's like a brick or whatever, right? And when it doesn't go in, every time it wouldn't go in, he would stand there and heckle that person. And he'd go, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Because a basketball doesn't lie to you. It either goes in the net and you get the points, or it doesn't. So this is like ball don't lie to me. Like it doesn't lie. You either talked to 35, 70, 100 people today, or you didn't. There's no gray area. It's black and white in that way. And now the gray comes in with the types of conversations and all that. Yeah, but it's ball don't lie. Your notebook doesn't lie. Did you do your crap today? Did you reach out to people? Are you trying to hit your goals the way you say you want to hit them, right? Okay, let me stop share really quick. Oh, look at all these faces on. I love it. I didn't see Allison. My heart is so full right now seeing your beautiful face on this Zoom. That just made my day. What? No, Kelsey? Guys, you're going to make me tear up real quick. I'm liking this. Okay, I'm going through the chat really quick. And last thing before we snap a picture, you guys, is I am going to announce our October team challenge. Andrea, I know that's the only reason you're on right now. Don't lie to me. Amanda, you too, maybe. I'm just going through the chat really quick. Heather saying, yep, that it's so her that she thinks that they're going to say that she's trying to sell them something or whatever. Guys, and you know what? No one's opinions pay my bills. No one's opinion fills my challenge group. And no one gets I didn't vote on if Ashley went to nursing school. I didn't call Ashley up and say, hey, Ashley, you know, there's a lot of nurses out there and it's kind of annoying sometimes. You guys are all walking around with your like nurse stuff and like talking about eating healthy and then you smoke cigarettes. Like, I don't know. I didn't vote on Ashley's decision to become a nurse. So why does anybody get a vote on your decision to help others lead a better life via Beachbody products? They don't get a vote. Nobody voted on, you know, any other aspect of your life. Hopefully not. Okay, I love this. Stretch goal for Amanda is 30. 10 to 20 is for comfort zone. Base minimum 10. Stretch goal will be 30. Base minimum 1. Kelsey, love it. Yes. And Kelsey, oh my gosh, she said, is it okay if I share this? I'm not trying to, you're in a very safe place. Everyone here will agree. Who here, you guys, was nervous in the beginning, like very terrified on day one about like, I don't know what to say or who to say it to. Oh yes, you are in good company, my friend. Every hand went up just now. Okay, so reaching out to one person every day means by the end of November, you've had 30 people that you've said, hey, I'm doing this thing and I think you'd love it, right? Regardless if anyone says yes, that's a big achievement to say, I invited 30 people to join me this month. One sounds small today, but compounded, it's a lot, you guys. Olivia, 3 to 5, love it. 10, good. Have at least 5 a day. Stretching will be 20. Yes, Heather. Perfect. Work days minimum 3. Yep. And I think that's important too, to know, like, okay, on the days where I'm busy, this is my minimum. Like, this is what I know I can do. And then the cool thing, yeah, thanks, Kristen. That's awesome. Yes, Kelsey, you've got it. The cool thing too, you guys, is after this month is over, when you go into December, you can reevaluate and say, okay, maybe I was a little ambitious with my, you know, my 50 a day. Maybe that was a little much for me. Got to bring it on back, right? We don't beat ourselves up. We just learn from it. We say, okay, 50 was a little ambitious, Britt. Let me take it back. Maybe 30 is my stretch goal, right? And so if you're starting to go and your stretch goal is making you angry, maybe that means it's too stretchy, right? Maybe you haven't, it's not flexible enough. Okay. I've got to share the screen one more time and show us our winner. What's Kristen mad about? Why are you shaking your head? What are you mad about? Okay. Drum roll, please. You guys, I'm so proud of everyone's efforts. Amanda's team, the Bad Witches, snuck in with 49 extra points, which y'all earned those 49 points. Those 49 points, you guys, were earned by last minute power hours, by last minute trainings. I saw, you know, a lot of Amanda's teammates in the Coach University doing those trainings and getting it in at the last minute. Hopefully, as you were going through it so quickly, you were also absorbing, right? You can always go back and rewatch that stuff, but they earned those points fair and freaking square. So congratulations to you guys. You're going to be getting some love from me in the mail, all of the 5 of you, but you're also going to have an opportunity here to be on a private Zoom training with just me. So what I want Amanda to do is rally your team and figure out when the 5 of you have a set time that you can all meet. Or if you can't figure out everyone, try to get the majority. Yeah. But that's the prize. And then you'll get some fun stuff in the mail coming from me. I'm just so proud of you guys. You guys, October Team Challenge really stretched a lot of you. I was truthfully nervous today when I was prepping for the Zoom of who's going to get back on. Who was on October Team Challenge and is going to make it a point to like continue that into November? Because the magic doesn't happen in October. The magic happens when you just keep doing it over and over and over again. Like I said, I shared in the Zoom, you guys, Nicole, who's now in our 21 Days of Gratitude. If you are in that group with me, please go celebrate her. It's a big deal. That's been 6 years in the making. 6 years, right? And so, yeah, maybe your best friend doesn't join today, but when she watches you never give up, when she watches you show up month after month after month, there's going to come a time in her life when she's going to need some kind of support, and you're going to be able to offer it. So what you do is powerful. Never forget that. And if you do struggle, this is the place to come to for it, right? This is the place to lean on. All right, ladies. Andrea, I don't know if you can show your face, but we're going to take a picture. Yay. Here's my beautiful friend. All right, you guys. Don't forget, today is the last day also, before I take the picture, today's last day of Summit ticket prices at $155. So if you didn't get that and you're like hyping and inspired and just feeling all the feels, go do that. Like, just don't even think about it. Go buy that. You won't regret it. I promise. All right, ladies, 3, 2, 1, and then the picture goes and we smile. So hold it for a second. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for your time tonight, guys. If you have questions, recording will be up on the team page. I'm going to put this there. Share your takeaways. I love you guys. Have an awesome Monday.